Hello, today I'm going to go over how to convert between different metric units. There's two different ways I'm going to go over how to do it, one that uses math and one that doesn't require any math, just learning how to move the decimal point to get your answer. The first thing we want to look at is this different conversion chart that I have right here in the center of the screen. There's these 6 different prefixes: kilo, hecta, deca, deci, centi, and milli, and those go from large on the kilo side all the way down to small on the milli side. And the base unit is just the metric unit you're using. If you're doing a length, it'd be meters. If you're doing a mass, it'd be grams. And if you're doing a volume, it would be liters. So, for example, let's say I gave you something like 10 kilometers. And I wanted to know how many centimeters that's equal to. Okay, so there's two different ways to do this. The first way, using math, would be to count how many times you move from kilo to centi. And so if I count, that's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. That means I'm going to now multiply my answer by 10 5 times. So if you put that in your calculator, you end up with an answer. Let me put it up here. I end up with 1,000,000 centimeters. And that's the way to do it with math. So when I'm going from, too big. When I'm going from left to right, or from big to small, it's going to be times a factor of 10 for every time you move. And so if we do that all 5 times, we end up getting times 10 5 times. The other way to do it is very similar, and now it doesn't even require you to do any math. So same question, let's say I started with 10 kilometers and wanted to know how many centimeters that is. I would, again, count how many times I'm moving to the right, which we know is 5, and that just means I have to move the decimal place to the right 5 times. So if I have the number 10 that I started with, and then we can infer that there would be a decimal point right there, means I'm going to move it to the right 5 times. And so when I do that, let me draw this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now my new decimal point is all the way at the end. I have to fill each of those spots with a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see I get the same answer. I get 1,000,000. And always make sure we put our unit on the end. Okay, so let's do one more of those here. Get rid of all these. Okay, so let's say we want to do it the other way. Let's say I have 250 milliliters, and I want to know how many liters is that equal to. Remember, liters is our base unit. Okay, so it's going to be very similar to last time. I'll start again with the math one. We're going to go from from right to left this time. That's 1 time, 2, and 3 times. But now, because we're going from small to big, we're going to divide by 10 each of those times. So that means I'm going to divide by 10 3 times. Okay, and when I take 250 divided by 10 3 times, I end up with an answer of 0.250 liters. Okay, now to do it the other way, I again just count left 3 times, and that just means I'm going to move my decimal point to the left 3 times. So again, if I started with the number 250, we know a decimal point would be there. But now I'm going to move that decimal point to the left 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So now my decimal point is directly in front of the 2. So now when I type that number out, I again get the same answer. I get 0.250. And again, that is now liters. And that's how you convert between different metric units.